Britney Spears has moonwalked through the highest highs and the lowest lows. She's given us some of pop's most iconic anthems and, unfortunately, some of Hollywood's most heartbreaking headlines. From Mickey Mouse ears to courtrooms, Starbucks runs to standoffs, here's a deep dive into the real-life drama behind the pop princess who captured the world's heart and kept it concerned. A childhood in chaos. Before Britney became the princess of pop, she was just a Louisiana girl caught in a whirlwind of family drama. She wasn't clapping with joy when her parents, Lynn and Jamie Spears, divorced in 2002. She was relieved. Britney once told people it was the best thing that ever happened to her family. And judging by the reports of Jamie's heavy drinking and volatile fights with Lynn, we can't really blame her. Even Britney's uncle spilled the tea, saying Jamie once tried to take off with Britney in a fit of rage. Little Brit used performing as an escape hatch from this emotional circus, eventually vaulting her way into superstardom. Spoiler alert, fame brought its own bag of problems, daddy dearest or not. While Jamie Spears later became a pivotal and very controversial figure in Britney's life, he started out as the guy who once told a friend, "My daughter's gonna be so rich, she'll buy me a boat." That's not exactly the bedtime story every girl dreams of. According to those close to her, Britney's desire to please her parents ran deep. When she didn't win a Grammy for Best New Artist in 2000, she was crushed not because of the award, but because she felt she let her parents down. Her mom reassured her, but the pressure clearly lingered. The exhausting rise to fame. By the early 2000s, Britney's life wasn't all Pepsi endorsements and catchy dance breaks. It was one long, exhausting schedule. According to a Rolling Stone piece, Britney had just 1 hour a day to herself. That's less than most people spend scrolling cat videos on Instagram. Her team reportedly micromanaged everything from her underwear to her lip gloss. One insider said when she did not feel like leaving her trailer, the label would bribe her friends to coax her out with shopping sprees. Mental wellness was treated like an optional extra, and anytime the idea of giving her a break came up, the machine always won. Love gone wrong. Ah, young love. Britney and Justin Timberlake were the couple of the early 2000s. But after they split, Justin released the ultimate shade anthem, Cry Me a River, with a Britney lookalike and all. Classy? Not so much. Following their messy breakup, Britney embarked on a series of love stories that sounded like deleted scenes from a soap opera. There was the 55-hour marriage to childhood friend Jason Alexander, no, not the one from Seinfeld, and later dancer Kevin Federline. Between flings, cheating scandals, and mismatched ambitions, none of them stuck. Still, Britney remained a hopeless romantic and an even more devoted mom. Marriage, mayhem, and millions. In 2004, Britney married backup dancer Kevin Federline, and the press had a field day. 2 kids and a reality show later, the marriage dissolved faster than a drive-through milkshake. Some said Britney married K-Fed to get back at Justin. Others pointed out he convinced her to ditch her manager and even cut ties with her mother. Either way, it ended in tears and a very public custody battle. Federline walked away with a sweet $1 million from their prenup and reportedly $20,000 per month in child support. Britney, on the other hand, walked into an emotional tailspin. When it all fell apart. 2007 was the year when Britney Spears stopped being just a pop star and became a cautionary tale. After checking into and out of rehab, she shaved her head in front of paparazzi. The press called it crazy. Experts called it a cry for help. Britney just wanted control. The next few months were filled with erratic behavior, reckless driving, losing custody of her kids, and a now infamous MTV Video Music Awards performance that looked more like a rehearsal gone wrong. Then came 2 involuntary psychiatric holds. The world watched it all unfold, mostly with judgment rather than compassion. Toxic conservatorship. After Britney's very public meltdown in 2008, the court handed her father, Jamie Spears, the keys to her life literally. As her legal conservator, he had control over her money, her schedule, her health care, even the color of her lip gloss. What began as a temporary safety net quickly turned into a decade-long leash. For over 13 years, Britney couldn't hire her own lawyer, couldn't drive herself, and couldn't make a single financial move without Dad's rubber stamp. We are talking about a grown woman with a Vegas residency who needed approval to buy a latte. Can you imagine being world famous and still having to ask for permission to go to Target? At this point, it was not just a conservatorship, it was a real-life episode of Black Mirror. The cherry on top. Her team allegedly curated everything from her outfits to her Instagram captions. If you've ever wondered why some of those posts seemed a little off, now you know. Britney might have sung, "I'm not a girl, not yet a woman," but this legal setup treated her like neither. Free Britney, a hashtag with power. What started as a few fans waving handmade signs outside courtrooms soon became a full-on pop culture rebellion. By 2019, whispers about Britney being forced into a treatment center without her full consent lit a fire across social media, and thus, the hashtag Free Britney movement was born. At first, people thought it was just another internet conspiracy, because, well, the internet. But it quickly became clear. The fans were onto something. Britney was not living her life. She was being micromanaged like a high-stakes toddler. Court documents revealed she could not marry, could not have more kids, and could not even make basic decisions like driving her own car or picking her own security team. Basically, less pop princess and more prisoner in a glittery cage. By 2021, the world had caught up celebrities, news outlets, even your aunt on Facebook. When Britney finally got to speak in court, she was not just brave, she was powerful, poised, and devastatingly honest. And in true Britney fashion, she summed it all up with a mic drop moment. "I just want my life back. And honestly, same girl. Her kids, her heart." If there's one thing Britney Spears has never wavered on, it's her fierce, unconditional love for her two sons, Sean and Jaden. While the world saw her dancing with snakes and ruling the charts, behind the scenes she was just a mom trying to keep it all together, diapers, drama, and all. She said she would trade Grammys for school bake sales in a heartbeat, and honestly, we believe her. Her ex, David Lucado, told the New York Times that Britney would rather be known as a great mother than a pop icon, which is probably the most grounded thing ever said in the history of celebrity interviews. Britney's Las Vegas residency wasn't just a sparkly career move, it was a strategic mom play. Staying in one place meant she got to be closer to her kids. Less jet lag, more juice boxes. And while other stars were collecting awards, Britney was collecting macaroni art and hugs, and that's what really matters. A new chapter. After over a decade of living in the legal equivalent of a straitjacket, Britney finally broke free. In November 2021, the conservatorship that controlled her at every move was lifted, and fans erupted with joy, cue the confetti cannons and emotional Instagram posts. Britney celebrated the only way she knows how, by doing cartwheels in her backyard like a true queen reclaiming her castle. She's now engaged to Sam Asghari, a personal trainer and model with more abs than most fitness commercials. But most importantly, he seems to genuinely love her without the chaos and courtroom drama. Their relationship feels refreshingly normal, no reality show deals, no weird tabloid exclusives, just two people in love and occasionally trolling the internet together. Britney's rediscovered her joy, her voice, and her freedom, and if anyone deserves to ride off into the sunset on a unicorn floaty, it's her. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Britney's roller coaster life, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us out. Got thoughts on her journey? Drop them in the comments. We're reading everything. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more real-life celeb stories that go beyond the headlines. Thanks for watching, and remember, even pop icons deserve their happy ending.